Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to the show, have a seat, my nigga, recline back. Real niggas making a speech, so acknowledge that I never turn bitch to the op, and I can promise that this 4 nickel tucked on my hip, that bitch Obama black. See a target, lock onto it, then demolish that. My shooters.
Dollars and get your own damn fish in association with Wristwork Customs and Cabela Bundles presents the Acquired Taste Show. I'm your boy Richie Carlisle. And today, we have a treat. We have Cleveland's first signed hip-hop artist, first MC out of the city of Cleveland, the legendary MC Chill.
Talk to me, King, is the cause of all this commotion. What we doing?
Man, everything's good, man. You know, first of all, I want to thank you for coming down and just blessing the platform. You know what I'm saying? This is hip-hop history right now.
No doubt. Much love, King.
For sure. So, here's the thing, guys. This man is a 216 memorial. You know what I mean? What living memorial right here. You know what I mean? So, y'all got to do your homework. You know what I'm saying? And pay homage. So, today we're gonna talk about your career, what you got into now. Also, just your views on the game these days, just overall, as well as in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So. For people that aren't familiar with you, just give them school them up real quick, coach them up.
No doubt. MC Chill, a lot of people know me, or some people know me, or people should know me as Cleveland's first national rap recording artist. I was the first cat to have a national deal out of the city. But even before that, I was at the beginning, day one of Cleveland's hip hop scene. So as a part of a group called the Bomb Squad, me, Kid Finesse, Wayne G, Cochise.
Shout out to Cochise.
Right, that's right. That was my man. So we was like the first cats to really do it in the city, period, from a ground one level.
Wow.
And then from there, a couple years later, I signed with the iconic Fever Records, which is in the South Bronx. The club, the Fever, was the first rap club of any note anywhere.
Wow.
Like the Immortals, the Pioneers worked there. Grandmaster Flash, Love Bug, Starsky worked at the Fever. Curtis Blow and then Melly Mel. So all them cats worked at the Fever. They started a label in the Bronx, and all the cats on that label was Bronx-based MCs until one day they signed a kid from Cleveland.
Wow.
And so definitely first cat out of Cleveland, and probably the first non-New Yorker signed to a distinct New York label.
Man. So what was that like, in New York, doing the hip hop, in the Mecca,
No doubt.
in the Mecca of hip hop, as, somebody from the city?
Man, that's crazy, man. But I kind of opened the door for everybody, for New York to realize that everybody don't gotta be from New York to do this thing.
Right.
And so I was the guinea pig.
Man.
I'm in New York, and I go through the whole thing. To them, I sound funny. I sound like I'm country. I got a different swag than they have.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm from the land. So, and I'm a for real MC. So, I did my 1-2. They knew I respected the art and the craft and the history.
Right.
And I had bars. So I think it worked out pretty good. So now, after me, wherever you from, in the city, in the world, you could go to New York, and they're now used to cats not being from New York doing this hip hop thing.
Man. So like back then, what was, two, landmark moments or milestones in your hip hop career that you want to talk about?
Oh man, one off the rip is easy. I did a song called MC Story, and while we were at the label, and the label, by the way, Fever Records also was connected to Suture Records, so I was label mates with the Fat Boys, Kid and Play, and we were all with the same company. But I had like a 12, 16 bar open joint on MC Story, so we were looking to do a collab.
Yeah.
And cats wasn't really doing collabs back then. I think, Run DMC did a collab with Curtis Blow.
Right.
That was like one of the first hip hop collab where somebody else was on somebody else's song. So we start talking about some stuff, and they brought up Melly Mel, who was OG at the time, part of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Everybody would know him from The Message. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how to keep from going under. I end up doing, they said, let's hook up Melly Mel. I was like, word, it was an honor. That was going to be history. And the catch was they wanted me to write Mel's lyrics. And I'm like, that's nuts. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Melly Mel's one of the greatest rap.
Are you serious?
Dude wrote The Message. He wrote Beat Street.
They wanted you to write?
They didn't, for one, the cats at Fever Records, not Fever, the cats at Sutra Records, the larger company, the parent company, they weren't like hip hop cats. They ain't know, MCs write their own rhymes. Yeah. They just didn't want to pay Mel, for writers' royalties. So it's like, we'll give him some cash, we'll work it out with him, just go ahead and do it. I'm like, man, how you write rhymes for the dude who did The Message? Like, that's nuts.
Right.
And I'm like, y'all sure about this? I went home, went back. I was at Kent State. Went back to school, man. I'm writing and balling up pieces of paper.
Sidebar, what dorm you staying at?
Coates, Tri-Towers.
I was in a Liebrig
All
and
right.
Wright.
That's right there. The mother two joints.
I was in a Liebrig and Wright, bro.
Yeah,
that's where everything popped.
Everything. Man, we started hip hop in Tri-Towers. Me and Coach Cheese lived in Coates Hall. That's where we all got together at as freshmen. That's where we connived this whole thing of Cleveland hip hop. And but yeah, I rolled back and I'm writing.
I'm gonna tag Eddie Bauer in this, cause me and Ed, my boy Jason, we all went to Kent State.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Kent State is the spot, man. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I write Mel's lyrics. I'm listening to every song Melly Mel ever had. I'm listening to him and Shaka Khan. I'm watching Beat Street. I'm listening to Super Rap, and I'm doing the whole nine. Show up to New York Quad Studios. Now I'm back in New York Quad Studios. We recorded it, same place that Tupac got shot. That he later tried to blame Biggie and them, but that's the same studio we dropped MC Story at. And Mel walked in, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Melly Mel. And he like, let me hear the track so I can write my lines. I'm like, oh snap. Somebody didn't tell him. Mm-hmm. And so the producer's like, yo, your line's already written, man.
He like, what?
He looking like that's nuts. Who the hell wrote my lyrics? And I'm like, like chill, dude. He looking already. I'm dealing with this whole Cleveland thing.
Yeah.
This is a legend. This first MCs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He looking at me like, are you nuts? Maybe, but I wrote the lyrics, and so dude said, man, listen to what Chill wrote for itself. Boom, it's blasted. My opening bars on MC Story. I wrote this story not just for me, but for those who long to become MCs, for those who know and who understand how good it feels with a mic in my hand, down and you know it, not just a poet or just anybody there with a mic in your face. You're the heart of the street, king of the beat, a slave to the rhythm that rocks the place. Mel's boy was like, damn. That shit was fire, Mel. Don't front.
Right.
Mel was like, all right, let me see what you wrote for me. Mm-hmm. But now it's a whole different vibe. I hand him the joint, he look at it, say, give me a pencil, do like a change. He basically spit what I wrote word for word. He changed like one word. So having Mel on the cut with me, and I wrote the bars, and then afterwards he was like, man, let's do something else. Like, let's go back and forth. Come in. I'm like, oh, I'm in the booth now with Mel, so that's nuts. So that's easily my greatest hip hop moment.
Yeah, Cleveland in the booth with Melly Mel.
With Melly Mel in New York.
Wow.
So that's easily the best. And I've done shows with Run DMC and them in New York, Houdini, LL. That's like my era. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but that Melly Mel joint is it.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Man, so y'all go on there and Google MC Story and listen to that.
MC Story.
Man.
And that song, people ask me, that's easily, lyrically, that's my favorite song of all the joints that I did, because it spoke to who I was at the time as an MC, how I felt about hip hop and my place in it, and the global feeling that rappers, that MCs had back then. So yeah, they listen to that, they know where my head was at back then.
Right. So like, when did you transition out of the music?
Probably because in the late '80s, I was doing a radio show. I was doing the Rapper's Delight show at WZAK.
All right.
And I also started writing for Source magazine, which was like brand new at the time, and later became like the largest.
How long was you with the Source?
Oh man, I wrote for the Source for maybe at least 3-4 years, and me being in New York back and forth, I saw the editor of Source magazine at the time, and I'm always repping for
What was
Cleveland.
Benzino like back
It
then?
wasn't Benzino.
And what?
That was
What?
later. This was pre-Benzino.
Pre-Benzino.
This was the cat John Schechter.
Okay.
Check the history of Source magazine.
Wow.
And this was pre-Benzino. But I'm repping for Cleveland. Like, how come y'all ain't got no Cleveland cats writing? How come y'all ain't covering Cleveland stuff? And dude was like, well, send us some stories. Send me something. And I'm like, I ain't a writer, but shit, I went to college. I can write.
Mm-hmm.
Went home, wrote some stuff with like a pencil on some spiral notebook paper.
Damn.
Tore it out, fringes frayed, faxed that. I know it was looking crazy as hell, but he was like, yo, this is dope. You can send us something every month, but can you actually get a computer though instead?
Like this is the '80s, so I was like,
yeah, so that was crazy.
Yeah.
But then that also, once I started writing for Source, people started recognizing my journalistic voice, and then other people started asking me to write, for them, other publications. And one day, the Call and Post newspaper called me in and needed somebody to write rap record reviews. I was like, I'm a rapper, I'm a writer. And then they found out that I could write about anything. And then, 20 years later, I'm still at the Call and Post. I go from a cat that they brought in doing rap record reviews to I'm the president, general manager of the paper. And and now I'm the president of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists. And we got a national convention coming here in 2025. So I made the transition from rapper to writer, from an MC to a journalist.
I don't see that's your
Except the words ain't got to rhyme. It's mad easier.
If your pen, that tells me that your pen game wicked.
That's what's up. And that's what I tell all MCs, man. Have your pen game nice. If you can tell a story, you got a beginning, middle, ending, some crescendos, some plot twists, some exciting stuff, and have like some real fabric to what you're writing.
That's wild. I mean, it is, because it's like, you in an era where you went from writing for Melly Mel to the newspaper.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? To the newspaper, to you writing. I mean, that's gangster, man.
Yeah, man.
Now, do you ever, have any like second thoughts about, taking that switch versus continuing with the hip hop, with the music?
Well, I mean, I'm never away.
You're not, no, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not.
Well, first of all, I still got bars.
No, I know that.
I still got bars.
I'll be like, man. Don't get it twisted, bro.
I still got bars. But in 88, as a radio station DJ doing a rap show, I helped usher in some music that would change the whole game. Because the minute that I dropped and everybody else dropped, NWA dropped Dope Man, hip hop changed from that point on. And I wasn't out here, banging like that. So I'm not out here talking about I'm selling, I'm slanging, I'm smacking chicks. That ain't who I am. And I'm for the people. I'm with my Pan-Africanism. And
Thanks.
So
Oscar Ritchie represents.
That's right, Oscar Ritchie Hall, Pan-African Studies Department. Big ups.
Big ups.
To the institute.
Class of 01, Pan-African
Man,
Studies.
that's what's up.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's what's happening. But yeah, so the industry, the whole industry changed.
So being that, you know, having, you know, that background, you know, what was it like to drop that album, and what was the conversation, you know, then when that album was introduced?
It was different. I don't even know if people were ready for how I was doing it, because I had a song on there, an anti-apartheid song on there called "Open Your Eyes." I opened the song talking about for the release of Nelson Mandela. He's still in jail at the time that I dropped this song. And so I got a global, international, Pan-African flavor to a song, and this before Public Enemy ever dropped anything. So nobody was out doing that. So, I mean, I did a couple of little different things of what I could, but I think it was just in and of the fact that I was a cat not from the East Coast, that, because at the time, there are no national cats accepted in New York, no Detroit, no Atlanta, no Miami. It's you from the East Coast or you from the West Coast. And at that time, only Ice-T was even
in the atmosphere,
fully nationals, and they wasn't really rocking Ice
like
in
back
New York.
then, like we was rocking Ghetto Boys,
and
out of Houston, but like, you know,
but see, that's after me.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I was playing Ghetto Boys on my joint, but in '85,
no,
there wasn't no Ghetto Boys. There was no cats that wasn't East Coast making noise. Ice-T could be the only person that can even be in the conversation other than me.
Right. Man, that's crazy, man. So like right now, you know, it's like this is a very protracted journey, you know, that you're taking. You know, so today in 2022, like what's your outlook on hip hop in terms of the culture, just as a whole and in the city?
Well, man, first of all, I love my MCs in the land, in the city. And first and foremost, I'm a big battle rap fan. So
shout out to Fonz.
Fonz, the landlord, that's my dude, man. I'm so proud of that cat, man. He get paid. He a crazy puncher. So yeah, no, big ups to Fonz.
Yeah.
But and I watch a lot of battle rap. But I mean, it's so many different styles and groups and cliques and you know. And I knew this was going to happen in hip hop, because once you lick that genie out the bottle, you can't get that smoke back in, and it's going to be for everybody. Right. Everybody's not going to be talking about the same thing. I don't expect everybody to be all, you know, black nationalists, and you know, it's room for everybody at that point. And everybody can't tell that story. So tell the story that you know.
Tell your story.
Right. Be you, but I do expect you to be good at it. Whatever your story is, I expect you to be good at it. But man, there's so many cats, so many styles, man. I like to see, you know, new MCs. Whenever I come across them, or somebody say, yo, you need to holler at Chill, or you know, somebody will come talk to me. I'm excited about, you know, the movement of hip hop in Cleveland and nationally. Do I dig everything everybody doing? No. But that's me personally. But it ain't for me right now. It's for the people, for the genre that they're in. Just like when I started, it was cats.